Two notes. First of all, we're talking about those beautiful gold name tags we had many years ago. And I was saying that there was a guy here named JT who would not wear his because
of a spelling error.
He had no periods in JT. So when the name tag came in, we just ordered him for the whole staff, and it said J period T period. He said, misspelled my name. What? And he tossed it right into the trash. He refused to. Now we got an email from a former colleague, Joseph, who still has his and took a picture of it.
Yeah.
That's 20 years ago, I bet he worked here. I mean,
yeah.
Don't you think, when he started here? Joseph was great. He reminds me a little
hard-working guy.
Very hard-working. And you know what? I'll tell you like this about him, Biggie. I remember this distinctly. He was at the event, I believe, where Chris Demm and I, where you booed us that time.
The tug of war.
And the monster
the
truck
monster
show.
truck rally.
I booed you guys a few times.
Yeah.
Joseph was part of some of our awful hockey promotions we did. Me and the tank, you and the donkey.
That's right. We can't go into the details of this. But one of the hockey so right after we got booed, when this show first came on, it was panned widely. It was not critically acclaimed, and fans hated it as well.
Thank God the internet was still kind of new.
Yeah,
good point.
Anyhow, we did an event at a monster truck show where Chris Demm and I had to come walking out in the mud and the dirt, and we were roundly booed by 20,000 people, including a young Biggie who was in there booing and giving us the finger. We didn't know it at the time.
No.
A week later, we had another event at a minor league hockey game, another raucous crowd, and Chris Demm was unable to attend. He was under the weather. He was scheduled to be there. So it was me and our promotions assistant, Joseph. And here's what you'll like about Joseph. Somebody came by and said, you guys doing okay? Everything all right? You know, somebody from the Coliseum. And Joseph said, line up some hot dogs here. We need some dogs. Let's go.
I like that.
He made sure
Yes, that's right.
the talent got food.
That's right. Every time.
Every single time.
And the woman looked at me, and I was like, it's okay. He's like, it's not okay. Give us dogs. Chili slaw, onions, get whatever this man wants, and I'll take
like
two, and there'll be no charge.
Two all the way.
Two all the way.
And I'm not paying.
And we're not paying for this. They were like, well, that's going to be $18. He's like, we ain't paying for these hot dogs.
We're working.
Are you kidding?
We are on the clock.
Yeah.
That guy took care of us.
He did.
Guy, and he was the first guy I knew. Chris Tim knows this too. He had like a television set.
When TVs got really, really big.
Yeah.
He didn't know he couldn't afford a big TV.
So he
bought a small TV and magnifying glass.
And put it on his magnifying glass.
Okay.
He had before there was any kind of that technology. He had it where you could put your mask on and see the TV as if it were up close. Joseph was ahead of the game. I love that guy.
Yeah.
And everywhere we went, it'd be like, hey, what can we get you? 3 barbecue sandwiches.
The stars are here. Those guys? Yeah.
That's right. I want 3 barbecue sandwiches right now. Here's a factoid for you, Biggie. Let's see if you can get it. I got it. I don't know why. I don't think it's in conclave. What color is the Pope buried in? What color is he wearing in the casket?
We always see him in white.
Exactly.
So you want me to say white.
Of course I do.
However, for some reason, I'm going to say brown.
Red. I don't know
Really?
why. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some symbolic significance.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a lot of brown in the Catholic Church.
I was thinking more just, like a
Something
toned down,
plain.
I did see that, the big thing with him is he will not be buried where the other popes are.
Inside the Vatican?
Yes. He'll be buried at a certain church, I believe, and his headstone will not say Pope. It'll just say Francesa, or however you say his.
What?
Yeah. It's not going to say
his birth name or just
the Pope and Pope Francis.
The
It'll just say
Latin name.
Francis, yeah.
Really?
It will not say Pope. Yeah, he planned all this like 2 years ago. He did not want anything fancy at all.
Oh, if I'm the Pope, I'm putting that front and center. That's the lead.
Yeah.
You know what? I was the Pope.
Pope.
Yeah, that's right.
Hello.
In fact, I think my headstone will be 4 individual P-O-P-E,
Yeah.
like 4 blocks out
Bury
there.
me long
Yeah.
ways. You
That's
can get all the
That's right. Well,
letters.
Pope.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the biggest deal there is.
And of course, traditionally, the Pope would wear gold, like the gold chains. And, his cross that he always wore was made of iron.
Really?
Yeah.
But Pope John Paul II was known to be very plain as well. He didn't want any kind of
Plain pine box.
Yeah.
That's all he had.
But I
That's
think
right.
Pope Francis took it to a new level. Like, whoever comes in next, I feel kind of bad for, because if you do say, hey, I kind of want the gold cross, people will be like, oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Francis
Hey, I
didn't.
think I'm going to live in the palace. Oh, Francis didn't. He lived in the guest house.
That's right. He didn't want Pope on his grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put Pope out there. I want it burned in the grass around me. Pope. This guy was the Pope, obviously.
You're standing on a pope.
That's the biggest deal there is.
And, of course, behind closed doors, the wheeling and dealing's already going on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. Who wants
Cardinals
it next? Who gets
and-
it
yeah.
next?
I think
right?
I read, I might be wrong on this one, but, the College of Cardinals elects the next pope when they go into conclave. And I think there's some 250 of them, but you can't vote if you're over 80.
Really?
Yeah. I don't believe you can vote if you're over 80.
I didn't know that
that's cut
either.
off. Yeah.
That's like your idea for drivers. If you're over 80,
Yeah.
you can't drive or vote for Pope.
I think this is
Two
some
things.
of the.
That's it.
I think this is some of the new rules that came into play after the last pope. Like, I believe they only have 3 weeks to decide. Like that. Then it's. I think the vote changes somewhat.
Really?
It used to be you got to get 2/3 no matter what if it takes.
Oh, really? They
Yeah.
lessen the.
But it's.
Oh.
I heard something yesterday. I can't say for sure this is true, but I thought they said you now have 3 weeks.
And then they have then it's not a 2/3 majority.
I guess it's just a majority at that point.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Wow, can you imagine? That'd be something. Do it that way. Do it
Mhm.
rock paper scissors.
Now, the thing is, of course, you have to want the job, but you can't say you want the job.
Yeah.
That's conclave. You can't.
Yeah.
You got to be real quiet. And be like, okay, yeah, it's going my way.
And supposedly the person who's in charge of the college now, the acting head of the church, will come to the person who gets the votes and said, "Do you accept the job?"
Yep. There's always that. That's right.
That's,
yeah, I'll take the job. Yeah, that's right.
That's very big in conclave. That's Stanley Tucci, little inside.
Is he the man in charge?
He's the man in charge.
But he's very much. I don't want this job too.
Right. Is it Tucci or that
well,
was Ray Fiennes?
Ray Fiennes is he really? I think he didn't want the job.
Right. Yeah.
But Stanley Tucci kind of plays it off too, like
Yeah, I don't
And
want
then
it.
he starts getting nominated. It's like, well,
I would take it if it gave.
But like they say in the movie, everybody wants it secretly.
big twist at the end of Conclave. Just
Big
FYI.
twist. A twist I didn't think needed.
Agreed. This is a movie nobody saw, but
No.
there's a twist on who they vote for as Pope, and it was a great movie without it and completely unnecessary. I mean, they put it in, and it's like, all right. It didn't ruin it for me. Some
No.
Catholics were really upset by it.
Oh, believe me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the twist is not. Most Catholics would not love the twist.
No.
My thing is, I just enjoyed the whole setup.
Me too.
And the inner workings of how it worked. I didn't need a twist.
Not a bit. That was not a movie screaming for a twist.
No.
You know, you just need, it's nice, it's quiet.
It's not M. Night Shyamalan on.
It's not M. Night Shyamalan on,
No.
and it's not, you know, you don't need an explosion. It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger or something in here, you know? It's just
No.
like,
Not Marky
all right.
Mark.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just have the thing. It's quiet. This is a couple of stories involving animals, as well as planes, trains, and automobiles. A woman in Ontario, Canada, is at her wits, she says. I'm at my wits' end because every car she buys, the electronics are destroyed, all the cords and so forth and cables, by squirrels. And it's the second car she's had. She says that every time she goes out, there's some sort of problem with the electrical equipment. And she's noticed it now. She's got a 2024 Chevrolet Traverse. And apparently the cords that are used on many modern day cars, cords and wires underneath the engine, really, squirrels love to get in there and chew them. Squirrels and mice will chew them and build nests. She opened her hood. There was a whole nest of
Yeah.
squirrels.
Well, you hear about it, yeah.
Yeah, this woman says she went out for a drive and every light on the car's dashboard started going off.
The electrical was off. So we got into the driveway safely, opened it, and sure enough, the squirrels had been in.
That's right. And a mechanic had told her with her 2020 Chevrolet Traverse, they've done too much damage. It's totaled.
It was ongoing with that car until it got to the point where the mechanic said, get rid of it.
Get rid of this car. You cannot have it. And so she's now, her name, that's Laura Edwards, and she's like, I don't know what to do.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Is it because of the design of the Chevy? Because squirrels they're everywhere.
Haven't we taken calls before where it has something to do with the wiring, the wax on the wiring that squirrels like or something?
Something attracts them.
Yeah.
The casing, According to the
Yeah.
expert on this piece, the casing is made out of something that they like. And I don't know if it's just Chevrolet or if it's a lot of different vehicles.
Yeah.
But whatever they use, indeed, it does go after them. And they're also, at this time of year, apparently looking for places to build their nests. And she had a whole nest in there.
They make a disastrous mess. They chew the wires. They put in leaves, branches, you name it.
And she says, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do. That's the second car that's under attack.
If you're Chevrolet, do you give her another Traverse?
Nah.
No. No, I mean, this isn't no
Do you give her a squirrel trap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
on her.
No offense to her. This isn't a heartwarming story.
No, it's on her.
No.
No,
It's
sorry.
not heartwarming. It's not really her fault.
It's not her fault, but, you know, what I'd say if I were
Squirrel
her,
proof your car.
I feel like if I were her, I would invest in some sort of garage, you know, just somehow. I don't know if she has.
It's not always an option.
Maybe it's not. Maybe she has no option for that. She said she pulled in the driveway. I don't know if she has a house or an apartment or what, but it made me, as soon as I saw this,
I like that. That's very Marie Antoinette of you. Why don't you just park in the garage?
I mean, what else is there to do? How can you squirrel proof unless you
seal the compartment?
I don't think it's an option. It doesn't seem to be.
Engine
Dave,
compartment.
you're talking about wiring in these vehicles. Go ahead.
Yes, what they've done to be more environmentally friendly, to get away from petroleum-based stuff, is they've gone soy-based with the insulation on the wiring.
Okay, and that's what attracts.
Thanks,
you.
Obama.
That's right.
Yeah, and one of the things you can do is spray it down with mint oil. They don't like the mint.
Oh, really?
So spray your engine with mint.
Well, now there you go. All right, so spray mint oil all over your engine and your car, and they won't come in. I'm glad you told us that. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
Good call.
Soy-based wiring instead of the plastics and the petroleum-based to be environmentally friendly. And by the way, today is Earth Day, and we have an entire Earth Day segment planned. That's right.
Grown.
That's right. In fact, we're doing it this hour. We're going overboard on. Or I said to Biggie, I want everything we've got on Earth Day. Period.
It shouldn't take long to dig it up
Brett,
and archive it.
you're talking about animals chewing the wiring. Go ahead.
Yeah, so we used to have a bunch of wiener dogs at my house, and we live out in the country in David County. And so my dogs get over in my neighbor's property and get up into his 1980s model truck, and they chewed the brake lines, the wiring out, and all that. We almost went to war for that thing, but it got up in it. It was easy for them to do it.
Man,
Wiener dogs.
Wiener dogs did it. But if it's an 80s model vehicle, that's not going to have soy.
No soy product on that.
They just wanted to chew. They were just chewers.
Just chewers.
Thanks, Britt. Appreciate it. Bryce, you're talking about animals chewing wiring as well. In this case, squirrels. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I got a 2017 Honda Civic, and I turned on my car one day, and lights and everything were on, and caused about $5,000 worth of damage. If it caused $500 more, they would have totaled my Civic.
Oh, my God. Dang, that's awful. I can't believe. Well, is that something that, like, I guess your insurance wouldn't pay for something like that? Did you?
I don't know.
The insurance paid for it, but they covered up all the wiring with tape, and it's got like rats and mice all over the tape. It's pretty interesting.
Man,
Dang.
I would say that's.
Well, didn't we hear a story just a couple of weeks, maybe a few months back, that there was a mouse on a plane? And you can't have a mouse on an airplane because they can chew the wires, and that bring the plane down over an ocean or over land.
Exactly right. Thank you, Bryce. Appreciate it. That's true. Jody, you're talking about a solution now for this poor woman in Canada whose wiring is being chewed by squirrels. Go ahead.
Hey, yeah. So I work for a company that's been in business for 104 years in downtown Winston-Salem, and we deal with specialty in wiring. And the auditors, when they come in about the cars, where they have to, some of them they have to completely, they have to tell them that their car's not going to be worth anything anymore, and they tell them to throw mothballs up underneath the vehicle to help rodents and whatnot to the cars.
That makes sense. Mothballs will keep rodents out.
Mints and mothballs.
Okay, there's your two solutions: mint spray and mothballs. Thank you, Jody. Or she could do what I suggested: is build a new.
Just build a garage.
I said,
Why don't you park it indoors?
That would be, you don't have a garage.
I said build.
Yeah, another let him eat cake moment.
Yeah.
From Chris
Oh,
Kelly.
you don't have a garage.
I said build it. Build a.
No, I park outside.
Oh, that's the issue right there. My daughter has to park
Poor
outside.
thing.
My daughter parks outside. It makes me worry. As soon as I see this, it makes me worry. Exactly.
What do the neighbors think?
It's
That
bad.
poor girl.
It's bad. She's parking outside. I'm forcing her to do that.
Well, is some of your garage taken up now with your pickleball practice space?
Was
that her spot that's
that
now
was
been
her
taken
spot.
over?
It's got tape on the wall, and that's
Yeah.
where I go. I hit against the wall.
Ka-thump.
2
Yeah.
hours every day. It's mandatory.
Like Forrest.
This is the very similar, except this time it's not a car, it's a plane. A United Airlines flight experienced an engine fire shortly after takeoff, not because of a bird strike, rabbit strike. Got a rabbit hop up into the
engine.
Into the engine.
Jeez.
Was it
and
sucked up?
It was sucked up into the engine. This is the pilot.
Rabbit through the number 2. That'll do it. All right.
Rabbit through the tube. Rabbit through the tube. This was a flight
Easter.
out of from right before Easter. This is Denver to Edmonton, and once they started flying, they realized something's going wrong. A fire started shooting out of number 2.
Rabbit through the number 2. That'll do it. All right.
And then a guy in the plane, this is one of the passengers, says, it was really disturbing because there was a lot of banging, and we could see the fire coming out of the engine.
There was a loud bang and a significant vibration in the plane. Every few moments, there was a backfire coming from the engine, a giant fireball behind it. Everybody in the plane then started to panic.
I bet.
Yeah.
It's a rabbit.
What you got there is a fricassee.
Yeah, you go. Well, you definitely got a fricassee going. Then they decided they were going to go ahead through to Edmonton.
On 3 engines?
on 3.
Or 2? How many engines does this aircraft
Well,
have?
they were down 1 engine. I'm not sure how many engines the flight had, the airplane had, but they decided an hour into it to turn back around and go back to Denver.
Didn't put down in Bozeman?
Nope. They went back to Denver, where it started, and a witness on the ground said, I thought it was a goner.
My stomach dropped, and I just thought, I'm going to see a plane go down.
That's the guy on the ground.
Just
Because
watching it land?
because fire was shooting out of the engine the entire time.
Rabbit fire.
Exactly. And then the pilot said that on his dash, where he can read the controls, it looked like the landing gear was going to give him trouble.
The landing gear, we have indication is no lock up.
But they were able to get it working. So they did land the plane safely. Everybody was delayed. They went out hours later. Interestingly, there are 20,000 bird strikes every year. Most of them totally harmless. Only 5 rabbit strikes in a year. 5.
Is it just because some jet engines are kind of low slung on certain aircraft?
That'd be the only one.
But how?
Yeah.
I mean, unless they hop to their death.
I
I don't understand. I can't understand the physics of
Well,
it.
I just figured they got to be trying to hop across the runway.
And they get sucked in.
Just get sucked up at that moment.
I bet that's right. They're hopping across. This is terrible. I mean, we used to own a rabbit, so it's very difficult. Very difficult story. That's what my wife always wants to know. When Sully landed that plane on the Hudson many years ago.
Oh yeah, after all the birds went through number 2 and 4 and 5.
Yeah, I mean every engine taken out by birds, and her concern was, what of the birds? What happened to because the passengers?
Were they geese or seabirds? I can't recall.
I feel like it's more
geese.
Yeah, geese seem to always be the issue.
Yeah.
So she said, well, what about these birds? And it turned out they were all dead. They were
ground.
Yeah, once you get sucked into the engine. And
geese cause trouble in the air and the ground.
100%.
They do.
No word on the health of the rabbit. The Denver rabbit and what happened there. We don't
know.
We don't know exactly. The rabbit
We hope for the best.
has not been found. We simply hope for the best.
At least the rabbit had no knowledge it was coming. It was probably just hopping across a runway.
That's right. It's over.
Yeah.
It's like that bird that flew in front of the Randy Johnson pitch that time.
Yeah.
It's just over,